What is going on, guys? Hope y'all are having a great day. Today is December 4th, 2025. We're going to go ahead and go over today's price action. I took one win today. It was a long. We're going to go over the entire session though, and the other potential trades, because there were actually 3 potential trades you could have taken today. So we're going to go over all 3 of those. Price action was a little bit choppy. We're going to review it anyway. So this is the one trade that I took. It was just a little 1-to-1. Honestly, I want to be honest with you guys. This was like a B-rated setup. This wasn't the best setup in the world, and it was more purely off discretion. But you have to understand that I was risking lower on this trade because of that. And I really wanted to see this 15-minute get tapped, and I was willing to risk on the 15-minute. But overall, would I take this setup again? To answer the question now, no, I probably would not. It looks really good, but it's a bit more of a pattern trade, because it faded the trend and because there was no good key level for it. So let's go ahead and go over. Also, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. Okay. Hopefully my mic sounds a little bit better now. But anyway, let's go over today. So going into this morning, I had more of a actual bullish bias, to be completely honest. Let's hop back on this. Okay. I had a bit more of a bullish bias until I saw that we swept this 4-hour intermediate high and the rejection that we got off of it. We got this super strong rejection off of this, inverting this 15-minute at market open. And this is just showing that price is not going to want to go higher. Just like, look at how big this candle is. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm most likely bearish now. I am bearish now. We have all this low resistance liquidity here. But the problem with today, and the reason that today wasn't that good of an actual trading day, was because of the fact that we didn't have any key levels to bounce off of or really use for confluence to long or to short. If you look over here, there's nothing. There's nothing on the 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, nothing at all. So when looking at this and deciding to long, it's really hard to until we actually come down and sweep this key level down here, just because of the fact that, yeah, there's nothing that price would want to reject off over here. It's just low resistance liquidity. And until we get better confluences, better key levels that we can actually use to take trades off of, it's just like, it's not the greatest price action. It's price action that you're going to want to avoid. But anyway, so going into this morning, the first trade that presented itself, we had this dump lower, and it's obvious that we're bearish now after inverting this 15-minute. The first trade that presented itself, we came back up right here. We mark out this retracement level right here. We opened up a 5-minute gap right here, and then we swept it at this high right here. And then there's a very, very clean 30-second inversion right there. And then I believe it just depends on where you got filled. But if you do get filled right here, this ends up being a pretty banger trade. It takes a while to play out just because price action was so choppy. But if you go break even down at this low right here and then just target the low of this range, or once there was an SMT with this, this was a pretty banger trade. You can see a little nice 2.56 R. I wish I had taken this, but recently I haven't been looking at the 30-second as much as I should be. And I missed out on this. So this was the first and honestly the best trade of the day. And it would have been nice to take this because, I mean, like, just right after, get off, go do something else with your life. And so that was the first trade, just really good because it tapped equilibrium. It reswept that 5-minute high while tapping into a gap. So it's a resweep manipulation, strong displacement through the 30-second gap. And then we get that distribution. It takes a while, but we do end up getting it. All right, and so after that, we continue to just chop around for the next, I don't even know how long, like 30 minutes or so. Yeah, it's like a solid, yeah, like 40 minutes of just straight chop. And we continue to resweep this low, and we end up getting like a little 3-drive pattern right here, which this isn't the greatest confluence in the world, and it's not something that I use very often. But I did like how all this chop got swept right here, and then we just immediately got rejection off of it, and we had also opened up this 15-minute gap right here. Now this is where it's like kind of iffy because I'm fading the bias a little bit, because what do we reject off of here? We reject off basically nothing. This is like kind of the same thing as being at all-time highs. Like, we're not respecting a key level, and we're not sweeping significant liquidity. If you look to our left, there isn't anything over here other than, you can't even see it, but other than just low resistance liquidity. There's no real key PD array or key level that we take or sweep for us to actually get rejection and go higher. And that's also part of why I just looked for a 1-to-1 on this trade. I really just wanted to see this 15-minute get rebalanced before price goes lower. And it's not something that price technically has to do, but because of the fact that we had such displacement through this 2-minute gap, like if this 2-minute inverse, honestly, any other way, I probably wouldn't have taken it. But the displacement through this gap was so strong that I was thinking, okay, yeah, this displacement is clear. It's clear that this is manipulation of all this accumulation that we have right here. And so I'm at least looking to see this 15-minute get tapped. And I got asked, why didn't I go break even at this high right here? If you look at this close of the 2-minute, this is so close to the break-even point. You're either just not going to take the trade because it's so close to the break-even. There's the highest probability that you're going to get break-even on the trade. And so if you take that close, it's either just don't take the trade at all because you don't have the confluence in it, which I did. So I was willing to hold through what would be the break-even point, or just take this and take the break-even, which it's just not worth doing that. So I waited to break even at the 15-minute and then just targeted this as a 1-to-1. Ended up getting really lucky on this. And honestly, if I had my stop any lower, I would have missed out on a 1-to-1 for this trade. But I didn't like having my stop that big. And I'm thinking if price comes all the way down here, then we're most likely not going to go higher. Like I just don't even want to be the trade if we be in the trade anymore. If we come all the way down here, completely disrespect this huge 1-minute gap, I don't want to be in the trade anymore. And so that's why I had my stop right there and only targeted a 1-to-1. Enough about that trade though. Let's now look at the final trade of the day, which was this 5-minute continuation short. And this trade was also pretty good, but the reason or the problem with this trade and the reason that it's not the best of the day is just because what your target is, which is this low down here, isn't that good of a low. We don't have like high or low resistance liquidity to really target. This low was manipulation and could be considered a high resistance low. And yes, this does look good tapping into the 15-minute and then inverting the 5-minute lower, like with clear displacement. I don't think it was the best trade in the world. And so, yes, it does look all right, but at this point in the session, 1040, 1045, I don't think it's worth taking anything anymore. And especially targeting this low that we just got clear rejection off of, that looks like it was just straight manipulation. Other than that, though, that's going to be it for today. Today was a pretty solid day, and hopefully we can catch one more dub tomorrow. Don't know. We'll see. But other than that, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Feel free to check out my Instagram and my TikTok. It's at Pratt Trades on TikTok and at NQ Pratt on Instagram. And I will see you guys later. Have a great day.